Hey, this is Matt once again. We're back to another video, and this is a paid request for RockaRolla. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthroughs, tier list rankings, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And RockaRolla, he wanted me to do the whole show, but when I looked at it, it would take, at the very least, like 7-8 hours just to watch it and then to review it. And I said that's a bit much. I could do the season one. I could at least do season one, which I did. So sorry to RockaRolla, it's a bit much. I'll do season one at the very least. So there's the pilot, and then there's the 8 episodes. So that's 9 episodes. So this is a show that's done by Vivian Medrano, or Vivzy Pop. And it's a very colorful show, very nicely drawn show, very energetic show, very un-PC, that was first, I guess first for YouTube, but I think it got on Amazon, and then you can find all these on YouTube. There are 2 seasons. I think there's a 3rd season being made for, I don't know what year it'll come out. I think the person said they have like a 4-season story. So we'll see how that goes. But the general synopsis is about a group of imps, demons, that have this assassination company in hell. You have Blitz. It's really Blitzo, but the O is silent. He's kind of the leader of the company, very much a loudmouth, talks a big game, knows a bit of what he's doing, but at the same time, there are times he's a bit incompetent. And you find out that he has some issues deep down of abandonment, thinking he'll die alone. He's very hot-tempered a lot of the times. So I forget the names of the voices because I'm bad with names, but he definitely does a good job. Then you have his adopted daughter, Luna, who is a kind of a emo, if you want to say emo, but like a goth, like teenage girl that's a hellhound. So pretty much a wolf, anthropomorphic wolf. And then these 2 demons that are married to each other, Millie and Moxie. Moxie seems to like more of the arts and seems to be the weaker of the 2, while Millie, she's more of the take charge, has a bit of a southern accent, and probably takes charge in the bedroom as well, as we're actually led to believe that. And it definitely goes into elements of innuendos, mentions of sex, a lot of cursing, all that stuff. And there's some pretty decent violence throughout it. Like, it's a very un-PC show. And I thought a fun show. I would say, like, watching season 1, I did enjoy it. I did like it. They went at a good pace. Each episode is between 15 to 20 minutes. At times, very colorful. And you just see, like, as the show goes on, just in season 1 alone, how it is a bit more ambitious. Sometimes there's musical numbers, dream sequences, where the animation really flourishes. There's one episode, what is it? Truth Seekers, which there's a ton of action in the second half. I mean, a lot of action. I was pleasantly surprised by that. And that they actually do try to have a little bit of... It's still a very goofy show, comedic, animated show. But it does try to have a little bit of a heart. It tries to have a little bit of a continuity. It is trying to build up characters, and I appreciate that too. It's not just, oh, what difference does it make? Because these are just characters that, I don't know how to put it. They they think about sex, they kill, and then that's it. No, there's as it goes on, there's a little bit more that you see come out of it as time goes on, which I did appreciate. Dare I say, maybe a bit of development, character development, which I think that is harder to do, but I appreciate that. But it's still at the end of the day a very silly show, but a fun one. I guess to go step by step with the pilot, where we're setting up what the agency is, the company is in hell, who the characters are, what they do, how they act. They have a jingle for their advertisements. As they say, a jingle is a fun distraction when advertisements selling you bullshit. Thought that was kind of a funny line. They do a job. They shoot the wrong kid. They try to help him. The doctor asks, well, what about your insurance? And one of them goes, the fuck is insurance? That was the guy who voices Blitz. The way he says a lot of lines is pretty funny with his how he says the line. The inflections he says on certain words. Sometimes I will admit there are times where he curses as if he has nothing else to say, so he's got to throw a curse in. So sometimes, but at the same time, there's a lot of lines he says that do involve curses that are pretty funny. It's just that sometimes it seems as if a line is thrown in there with a curse word because, well, we need a curse word at this moment. And hey, I'm a guy that isn't bothered by cursing, but there are times that if you gotta be a bit careful, it goes into a little bit of Rob Zombie ridiculous territory. Foot is the foot to the foot to the foot is a foot. Like, it's like an art of everything. You gotta know how to use it. But there are times it's used, it's very funny. And definitely a lot of cursing in it. So like that line, the foot is insurance. Like that was a funny way of using it. He tells about how he got this book, which is how they're able to get from hell to earth. And there's this, I don't know what you call him. The character's name is I don't butcher this character name. Stolas. I don't again butcher the name. I'll just say Stalis for sake of argument because I'm, like I said, bad with names. He's a royal. I don't remember what his job is, but he's royalty. He's rich, and he's kind of like red eyes. Imagine kind of like a white mask, red eyes, and like a feather body. Very slim, very kind of proper, flamboyant in a way, and gay. And Blitz and them do the fandango. Obviously, this is a show for YouTube, so you're not going to see it. Not that I'm like, oh, damn, I don't get to see the fucking. Which I'm fine with, but that's really the only time they censor, is that there's times where one is describing it to the other and they censor it, which I'm fine with, because, I don't need to hear the details. This ain't Red Shoe Diaries. So I'm fine with that. But the Blitz gets is like, got this fucking heavy book, falls out, sees the wife, and goes, sorry I fucked your husband. Which that stuff actually does play later on. Which again, I do like that there's actually continuity, a bit of development. I do appreciate that. Also, Blitz is a type that will stalk the couple, Moxie and Millie, where they're trying to kiss and stuff, and he's there, and he's like, so what you dreaming about? While they're trying to sleep. Blitz is very antagonistic towards the Moxie character. Oh, hey, little guy, hey, you have a... How did he put it? You a baby wiener haver? Huh? Are you a baby wiener haver? Different way of saying, you have a limp dick? You have a tiny dick? They find out that the kid they shot by accident really is a turd burglar, turd in the wind. He was the right guy. Boom, they shoot him. They're like, oh, thank God. And then the episode's over. Fun, crazy, wild way to introduce everybody. I remember, this is the only one I had seen. I remember when I first saw it, I went, damn, this is wild and crazy and not what I expected. And it's not every day you have characters taught this way. And again, you have to be careful, because if you fall into the unfunny juvenile way, for example, Sausage Party. I'm not a fan of Sausage Party with Seth Rogen. To me, that falls the, hey, the hot dog and but yeah, it's funny. This, it feels, is a little bit more to it than that. So then you get to the other 8 episodes. Episode 1, Murder Family, where this teacher, this female teacher, she's teaching a class. Everything seems hunky-dory, prim and proper, happy. All the kids are happy, which I'm like, kids are happy at school? This must be a hell of a teacher. And the kid's like, the kid was nice enough to remember that her husband's birthday is today. Which, again, I had teachers at school, of course. I don't remember them or their husband or wife's birthdays. Which tells me this kid's a fucking suck-up. Brown noser. But anyway, she's like, oh yeah, let me talk to him. Let me, find out we could plan something, do something. Wish him a happy birthday. Video calls. And I guess somehow, some way, the video call was able to be facing towards the bed and see that her husband's fucking someone else. She loses it, goes over there, the kids watch. We don't see it, but we hear that she kills her husband and tries to kill the bitch that was fucking her husband. She's like, oh my God, the kids saw me. What have I done? She kills herself. She ends up in hell. And she wants to hire this company because that hoe up there survived. Not only did she survive, she got rich, she became a hero, and she wants revenge. Moxie, the guy who... Okay, let me put it this way. Throughout the show, you hear that he does get pegged. And I guess, to be honest, when you look at him, it's like, yep. If this is a guy that gets pegged, as in his wife fucks him in the ass with, not a bottle, but, strap on. That's what pegging is. I know because I don't look it up. But, it's not like I fucking knew. I've heard it a few times before, and I got the idea of it, but I'm like, okay, well, there you go. But, he's like, well, should we kill? Like, that's a mom, and they seem like a happy family. I don't want to break up a family. He's not really sure about killing. He even stops the kill. But then that family is all fucking crazy with guns and goes hunting them down. The kids even grab Moxie, tie him down. I like the idea that the environment looks like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, he's sitting in a chair. This, like, made of a person, it looks like. And there's, like, people around. I'm like, holy shit. This is like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Eventually, some stuff happens. Some are tied up and ready to be burned. He's like, well, you can try to burn us, but we are from hell. Moxie gets out, does kill the bitch, goes back, talks to the husband and kids, cools things down. Although, I'm like, you saw that they have all these fucking people and, like, human skin on the walls. They're not good either, pal, but whatever. It makes you feel better. But then SWAT, whatever, finds the house, blows it up, and it's... And even I think Blitz says, "Yeah, fuck that family." So I thought that was kind of, see, again, way of using the curse that I thought was funny. Well, another one I thought was funny was the way Blitz said, because he was talking to the client before they took the job. Boxy Billy, something happened where the place was set on fire, so it embarrassed him. So then he says, "We don't do this and that." Huh? How come we're doing that? Well, when you set my office on fire for the client, you dipshit. I mean, the guy they got to voice Blitz, he does know how to really get that roller coaster voice to really get the high pitches and energy and you motherfucker. So I thought they did a good job with that. And here's the, I mean, spoiler alert, I like all the episodes. None of them really made me that mad or angry or upset because, again, they're only 15 to 20 minutes long. At the very least, I would enjoy the animation and the voice acting and how crazy everything was. Some I like more than others, but just that kind of curiosity of what the hell's going to happen next. Episode 2, that bird guy thing who he has the, like, again, he is the royalty guy, Stylus, who has the book, who he lets them use to go do their business, to go from Earth to Hell and back, in exchange for favors with the guy Blitz. But the way the character is like set up and built up, I actually really grew to like the guy. I liked the design. He's my favorite design on the show. I like the red eyes, the feathery. I think it's a cool design. You can tell that he means well. Like he'll say some vulgar stuff, whatever, but mostly means well. You can tell that he cares a bit for Blitz, maybe more so than just a steady fuck. And in this episode, he really cares for his daughter. We see a flashback that he calms his daughter down from a nightmare. Although he tells a story about if the whole galaxy explodes, when creation goes to die, you can find me in the sky. It's a nice looking song number and not a bad singer and showing space and planets and things colliding and. But it's like, I guess they are in hell, so I guess that would calm someone down. But then as time goes on, at the present time, the wife, of course, has found out that you're fucking that imp, that guy Blitz. Get the fuck out, or I'm getting the fuck out. The daughter is very much, I'm tired of everything, I'm tired of here fighting, I'm tired of this, everything sucks, blah, blah, blah. So I guess a teen. He's like, you know what? Let's go to this place you used to like, Lululand. And I'm gonna hire Blitz and your other two as bodyguards. But throughout, he keeps also flirting with Blitz because he likes him. Of course, flirting is, I'm calling the only man who could fuck me. What? I mean the man who could protect me. And then throughout it, he's trying to deal with it. He's trying to be friends with his daughter. You tell the daughter doesn't want to be there. Ultimately, you find out she's scared that, are you going to leave us for him? Or are you going to leave me alone? And he's like, no, never. I would never abandon you. So, nice, sweet bit there. Also shows that he can, technically doesn't need bodyguards because someone tries to do something. He, turns and, froze a guy, like the thing in Clash of the Titans, to stone. Meanwhile, Blitz is pissed at this animatronic clown and the whole time is trying to kill him. And Millie and Moxie, they're doing their own thing. For example, Moxie trying to win a prize and the guy screw him out of money and then Millie wins the prize. Or they find a mascot and they go, I know you're a pervert under there. They leave and then the mascot goes, yeah. Which I found funny because, I mean, that is what some people think of people in mascots. Because then they think of mascots, then they think of furries with the fursuits, and then, not all, but there's some that you find out are pretty weird perverts. Including of liking the literal animal kind. How do I know this? Just, I go on Yahoo or Google News just to see what's going on in the world for 5 minutes, and there's a story there. What? Oh, okay. Or you go on YouTube and they'll recommend you random shit. Oh, okay, I did not want this recommended to me, but thank you. Because now I know, because I saw the headline. So yeah, I did like that episode. I did like the Stylist character. I would say he was probably my favorite character on the show. Because it seems like, despite sometimes how he talks, doesn't seem like a bad person. I don't know. It means well. Episode 3, Spring Broken. Blitz, Moxie, Millie, and Luna. There's this parking lot and there's a spot. It gets taken. Blitz gets pissed. Sees the license plate. It says, suck for life. And he's like, oh, you suck for life, do ya? I don't know who you are, but you get the fuck out of parking space. Or the way he said it, I thought was kind of funny. I can't say it verbatim. And finds out that the person there is his ex, Veronica, who's like a pop star. She's like I think a succubus. Eventually they have back and forth arguments and stuff and says, fine, go make a challenge. Then I challenge you to a fucking challenge. Fuck, I said that twice. I thought that was kind of funny, the way Blitz said that. Pretty much the challenge is we both groups go to Earth. If we kill more than you fuck, we win. So they get their client list of who needs to be killed and stuff. Luna, who has a human disguise, she's able to bring people in. They kill humans in various ways. One thing leads to another. The other group somehow got this sea creature that they have to stop, and the one guy, Moxie, is drunk, so Millie has to save him. And Millie, who she's maybe a country bumpkin type of lady, but she will fuck you up with an axe. Kills the sea creature. Says, listen, you give us a parking spot, we won't let them know back in hell what you all calls and stuff, and that whole sea creature thing, that's supposed to be up here. And eventually they win anyway. Again, fun episode. And I say, like, a lot of these are just fun just because, like, they're fast paced, they're nice to look at, nice change of location. The whole spring break aspect. And to be honest, when you see some people on spring break, you're like, well, they deserve a thing or two. I'll put it that way. I also liked seeing just how mad and angry he would keep getting at that pop star. Because that pop star really seemed like one of those pretentious, a broken nail, dead weight type of people. And it was nice to see that Blitz finally, gets a win over her and gloats about it. I thought it was fun how he gloats about it. Like, he leaves and he comes back and does this, then leaves again. Number 4, Loop-de-Goop-de. Pretty much this inventor dies and he wants his business partner killed. So they go there, and the guy's like old on his deathbed, and he's like drinking. Like the assassins are drinking, sucking on a straw, while this guy's like ready to hang himself. But then this other group, pretty much the good version of them, which are, if there's an assassination group of assassins, which is mainly Blitz, Billy, and Moxie, there's three in heaven that tries to save people, save souls. They're cherubs. One looks like a baby, one looks like a sheep, and I think the other looks like a sheep or a black lamb or something. I find it funny because pretty much the rest of it is one trying to say why you should live, the other say why you should die. Granted, there's so many times that they could just pop a gun out and shoot a bullet in their head, in the guy's head. I don't know why you have to try to convince him, no, go ahead and die, but it's like, I mean, I think they were going to kill him anyway, but maybe the idea is that if he ends his life, that will bring him to hell? I can't remember. Anyway, one line I thought was funny was when Blitz is talking to the old guy as these cherubs are trying to talk to him, and it's like, come on, are you going to buy that shit from a baby? And the sheep it fucks? And then the cherubs get more and more offended by how vulgar the others are. But I just thought it was funny because they are in the form of a baby, and it's just like, you don't take that shit from a baby? I buy that shit from a baby, and the sheep it fucks? I thought that was pretty funny. And you can tell that with each episode, Vivian Medrano and the people involved, because I would assume it's not just her doing all of it, gets more comfortable with the action and with the fights, shootout sequences. So like this big battle on the opera, where literally like Millie and Moxie get on a rope and they like twirl around with guns as if it's a John Woo scene, and one's flying and shooting arrows and the other's avoiding it and going up and down through this opera until eventually within the battle, this piano drops up, falls, and this is kind of a funny dad where the guy moves and the piano ain't having it, so literally the piano, you see the shadow piano move to where the guy's at and still fall on him. So the piano's falling, the guy's here, moves, and the piano's like, nope. So whether the piano or God's like, no, fuck you. So the guy does end up in hell, which is what the client wanted. And he was not that good of a person anyway. And the three cherubs, because they accidentally killed the guy, I guess. Although I'd be calling shenanigans of how that piano moved on its own. But they're kicked out of heaven. And the person that kicked them out of heaven, like a deer, like was a doe? Might have been a doe. A female deer, a doe. But I swear she was kind of talking like the guy in Office Space, the boss. Yeah, okay, yeah. Maybe, I don't know if that was its purpose, but that's what it reminded me of. And then fired all three of them. You're kicked out of heaven. All three of you, you're gone, you're fired. Now, I don't know if some of these other characters will ever come back, whether season 2 or season 3, or if they make a season 4. I don't know. For those who are more experts on this, you feel free to let me know. But I thought that was fun to have kind of this rivalry with the cherubs. It was something a bit different. Episode 5, Harvest Moon Festival. This is the episode where we get to learn a bit more about Millie, where we see her country bumpkin parents and her siblings. Pretty much that royal feathery guy Stalis invites them to a festival. Millie sees her family. Millie's pretty much like rednecks. And then you have this rival, Striker. Striker. And I didn't realize this until the credits. I'm like, oh shit, it's kind of a cowpoke, kind of rebellious, you find out later, assassin. Kind of a serpent, snake-like face. And it's voiced by Norman Reedus, who of course was in The Walking Dead, and he was in Blade 2, and other stuff. Did that video, what was that video game? The one people said was a walking simulator. I never played it. I forgot what. I mean, I haven't played it, so that's why I don't remember the title. But anyway, I could look it up, but it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because there was this Death Stranding, right? I think it was Death Stranding. Because I think there's a sequel to it, I believe. Death Stranding. But anyway. He is looked at so much better than Moxie. Moxie doesn't like that because he wants to have respect. And Millie's like, it doesn't matter because I love you. But Moxie still doesn't like that he feels so much weaker and not as worthwhile. He can't tame this beast, but Striker can. He can't get respect from his loved one's parents, but Striker can. There's these games that are played. I like the fact that each of the games, the shark keeps attacking Moxie, including a place where there's no water. So the shark comes up and does like an elbow drop onto him. I thought that was kind of funny. Until ultimately there's this battle where Blitz, they find out that Striker is trying to kill that Stalis, that feathery royal guy. And so Blitz and Moxie have to stop him. And it shows that Blitz can take care of his own. Blitz is pretty capable, and I was a bit surprised because I thought they don't make him weak, and he's going to get beat up, and Moxie has to save him. No, he's put up his own, dudes, his own fight. And then Striker gets away. And then the idea you find out is that he was hired by that Stalis' character's wife. I'm assuming that comes into play season 2. Again, apologies to RockaRolla that I'm only doing season 1, but it's like 2 to 3 hours just to watch it, and then however long it takes to review it, and it's a lot. So, just so I don't burn myself out with stuff, I gotta pace it, so I apologize. But, I mean, it was cool that Norman Reedus there, again, different. I like that there's different environments, doesn't feel like the same plot, the same locations over and over again. And yet, like I said before, that each episode, it didn't kind of more sure of themselves with the action, the fight scenes. I mean, I guess my only issue, it's not an issue, but the Millie character is probably my least favorite character. The southern accent being so, I don't know, just something like the Southern Belle. She could be a badass. She has some good moments with an act, especially in the next episode. But as a character, I'm like, okay, I don't know. I could take her or leave her. I think, like, the voice acting, not bad. I don't want to say it's bad. Just, if I have a least favorite character, especially of the main group, it would be her. Just not that interesting as a character to me. Just nothing about her I find interesting. That's just me, though. I can't think of like funny moments, funny lines that she had. A couple of cool action moments that I would rather probably have had someone else do. But other than that, I mean, I almost want to say that it would have been more interesting if Moxie was with Blitz's adopted daughter. Because that would create so much tension and so much, of interesting dynamic between those two. But I don't know. I guess it's fine the way it is. Truth Seekers, I would definitely say is one of my favorite episodes, especially for the second half. And this one in particular, I really saw a change in that the makers are really trying to go for bits of emotional moments for the characters. It seems like this episode, they really said, you know what, let's really try to build these as actual characters. Still have the fun, still have the craziness, still have, the jokes and stuff, but give some genuine emotional moments, which can be very powerful for a viewer in terms of, okay, for example, The Simpsons. I know it's going to sound weird, but bear with me. The Simpsons. When I watch The Simpsons, there's a lot of moments I could think of that I find funny, that I find amusing. But moments that stick out is like moments between Homer and Lisa, which is really nice, sweet father-daughter moment. Or when Homer finally sees his mom again, and the mom leaves, and there's that shot where Homer is sitting on like the hood of his car or something. He's looking up at the stars, and the end credits we have this sweet music, and like I think you see a shooting star. That was a really nice moment. Those stick out as well. Because as much as you think of it as cartoon characters, if you watch enough of it, if you delve into it enough, you may enjoy them and feel very partial to them. And so when you give the audience little nuggets of emotion to not overwrought so it becomes a different show, but little nuggets, I think fans and people can appreciate. Oh, okay. All right. Got a little deep there, okay. Not, for the whole episode or for 5 minutes straight, but okay, I see you. I see what you're doing. I get it. Which, again, I think make an audience appreciate the story more. Because pretty much the characters are out and about on a mission. There's the Men in Black, not Will Smith or Tommy Lee Jones, but other Men in Black. Blitz and Moxie get captured. They're interrogated. They mess with the agents, which I thought was kind of funny how they're messing with them. But then ultimately they are given truth serum. They start telling the truth to each other. This is where we find out for sure that Moxie likes to get pegged. And then they go into their own hallucinations. For Moxie, it's like always like a Disney song mixed with like a Shakespearean play. How he doesn't like that this guy doesn't respect him. While Blitz is more of like a LSD trip, looking at his inner demons, and seems more like an LSD acid trip in the desert or something. So two very unique styles. There's a bit of singing in there as well, musical and bits in there. And then lo and behold, when they snap out of it, they have a little bit of a genuine emotional talk. Until the two ladies, Luna and Millie, arrive, and they've killed a bunch of Men in Blackers already. And then you have this huge action scene where they kill like 100 of these guys and girls. It feels like 100. Because one's, Billy's with the axe, and then Luna's doing this and biting someone, and then one's doing it with a shotgun, and one's with the gun. I'm like, God damn. I was kind of surprised with how long it was. I didn't time it, but it wasn't like 30 seconds. I mean, it was pretty damn lengthy, and I was like, wow, okay. They went for broke with this. They really was ambitious on this episode. And I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. And that bit was fun because I'm an action guy. I love action. So that it may be my favorite episode because of that. Episode 7 called Ozzy's. Moxie and Millie have an anniversary, so one's taking the other out. Blitz wants to join, and it's like, no, 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 no. This is for us. He wants to go in. He's tipped out because the club is only for couples. So he calls that guy Stallus, the royal guy, and he's... I don't know, it's just kind of... You see how happy and chipper he is that the guy called because he was kind of depressed and lonely. And, oh, wow, he called? And he's like, okay, this is definitely more than just an occasional shag. This is a bit more, love, personal about it. And eventually, he goes in, joins, so they could go into the club. And pretty much the two of them get ridiculed by the others, either by the Blitz's ex, who's there, which we've seen before, or someone else. Oh, you used to have a wife and a daughter, and now look at you. I mean, he still has a daughter, but the wife, not so much. They kind of get ridiculed. Meanwhile, Moxie and Millie's seen and they're happy, and oh, that's lovely. Now get the fuck out. And again, this one tries a bit more to the emotional side that at the end, Blitz drives the Stallus home, and he's like, hey, you want to come in and this and that? And he's like, hey, listen, don't... We know this is just... You want me to fuck you, and that's it. Don't... I think he said... You've made that clear as if that's what Stallus had told him that's what the deal was, but you tell that they kind of want both. They want more. Blitz goes home. Blitz through family pictures. I think there's a picture of his mom and, I don't know, his sister maybe? I wasn't sure who they were, because I don't know if that is further explored later on. Because in episode 8... It's his adopted daughter, Luna, wanting to go to this Hellhound party with this bodyguard that we saw in the Spring Break episode. And we learned that that bodyguard already had a girlfriend, which is this... another pop star singer who likes to sing this song called Cotton Candy. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a fucking shitty song that, a pop star would be singing nowadays. Luna realizes how everything is so awkward, leaves, calls her dad. He comes in. She asks for help. He does, because he does care for her. Helps and stays for her, gets drunk, takes him home. He's out of it, says, I'm going to die alone. And she's like, I'll be their dad. Now go the fuck to sleep. Tucks him in, but then remember, it's still a comedy. He throws up. I guess I did need to throw up. Kind of a weird way to end the season. I mean, who knew if there'd be a season 2 or such? It's kind of a weird way to end the season, but... like I say, it's interesting that they're trying to deal a little bit more into little moments of deeper character, deeper story. Whether that's abandoned, whether that's gone further. Because that's the thing, if you go further with that, then you risk, what brought people to the dance, the fun, crazy, insanity, goofiness of, I just want them killing people and doing their job and having fun and fucking up and getting through it by the skin of their teeth type of thing. So there's always that balancing act that makes it, tougher. That's why some either go just one way or the other and stick with it. And with anime, it's usually just, let's just have fun and just goof and be silly, and that's it. So yeah, overall, I did like it. I did think it was a pretty good season. Again, I thought it was kind of a weird way to end it, but, obviously, there's more. The animation is very beautiful, especially when they go into like hallucinations, like in Truth Seekers, or song and dance numbers, like where Moxie is singing to Millie in episode 7 at the club, or when Stalis is singing to his daughter in the flashback in episode 2, Lululand. Like, you see the ambition of the animation as it grows. People, why don't you use the footage? Number one, because YouTube, each time I try to use footage, I get copyright claims or other bullshit. Number two, I didn't get permission to use it. Number three, I don't want to get in trouble. So, and it's on YouTube. You can watch it if you want. If you like colorful animation, un-PC comedy, show that goes at a pretty fast pace, fun, has some funny lines, and gradually has a little bit of emotion later on, which I appreciate. Definitely worth a look. Definitely worth a look. I mean, the people who watch this video have either seen it, or they're going to get 10 minutes and go, it's not for me. So, this is for RockaRolla. I did enjoy it. That was pretty good, pretty fun, and thank you. Thank you for your kindness, and thank you for your patience. So, thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.